Welcome back to the foreplay.
I never ever want to hear you chat shit. I never want to hear you chat shit about my botched entry on episode 2. Never.
Maybe I should have done the intro.
Maybe you should have.
No,
this is staying in.
I never want to hear you chat shit about my intro again.
Okay, let's try again. Welcome back to the Let's Talk Foreplay Podcast. I am Gremlin.
This is Kane.
And for the first time ever, we have a special guest.
Let's go.
Shout out to Chania. Yay!
Yeah, Brody, please add round of applause.
Sound effects.
That section there.
Yeah, guys. Episode 8. We are back. It's Monday. Easter Monday.
Yeah.
We are one day after schedule. Usually record on a Sunday, but we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, Easter Sundays are for family, bro. So that's why we couldn't do yesterday. But shout out for everybody who's still watching, who's still tuning in. I know the Kendrick debate had Instagram storm last week.
Bro,
stand by what I said. Just put that out there. I'll double down on it again.
I thought you would learn your lesson. Yeah, I thought you would have learned your lesson.
Nah, what lesson? All the backing I got in that comment section. What was there to learn?
A lot of backing.
What? What was there to learn in that? Okay.
We'll go back.
We'll go back. Who's your top 3? Between Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole, who's your top 3?
Oh, I don't know if I want to be in the middle of this.
It's fine. You can just let us know. No one's gonna throw shade.
Wait, give me my options again.
So between Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar, who's your 1, 2, and 3?
I'd have to say, I think Drake is gonna be number 1.
Thank you. Enough said. Enough said. You don't need to talk about it anymore.
Okay, so this is episode 8, guys. Let's move on, please.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is episode 8 with our very first guest.
Yeah.
And we would like to start off, I guess, by firstly introducing and welcome you, Chania.
Thanks.
Yeah. Also try to keep the mic a little bit closer.
My bad.
Yeah. You don't have a mic stand for you, my bad. You should do better. Foreplay, please do better. Mic stand.
We've stepped up our game. We've got 3 cameras, 3 mics.
It's looking crazy in the set, bro.
We're
Also, shout out Groovy Night for the mic rental.
Shout out Enrico, the plug.
Yeah.
Okay, Chania, welcome.
Thanks.
Would you like to give us a bit of an introduction to who you are, what you do, etc.?
Okay, so I'm Chania, and I don't know how to even give a job title, but I do work at Destiny, which I know you guys give us a lot of shout outs, so appreciate that.
Okay.
I am the owner's PA. I was a door lady. I'm going to say quote unquote was because...
You still are, kind of?
No, I stopped.
Okay.
I was just helping out. I'm the administrative manager. I run our social media. So basically a silent partner, if you can put it that way, because I do everything that like a club owner would do. I do all of that, all the important things to keep the door open. So
she makes sure that
a bit of everything.
Okay, got you.
So it's very difficult when someone asks me what I do at Destiny, because it's literally a bit of everything.
So firstly, going back to, I think, why we wanted you on the podcast, not specifically you, but someone in your position. We've been wanting to get insights from people in the industry that, you wouldn't ordinarily have access to on a day-to-day basis, especially people behind the scenes. Like, I think this is the first time we're meeting, and I've been working at Destiny for...
We met at...
I'm so sorry.
That's why when I came in and you were like, hi, I'm Gremlin, I'm like, we've actually met
before. You know I'm bad at this.
Destiny, we had a dinner at Vixie's.
Yes, of course. Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I met you there.
Okay,
but
got you.
Big family dinner. No?
Yes.
Yeah. But within context of Destiny, we've never really met in terms of at the space, or maybe while you're working or something like that. Are you somebody that is at the club? Are you hands on in the day-to-day operations?
Yes, so I'm actually the club is open Thursday to Saturday with the occasional Sunday, maybe a Wednesday if it's a public holiday. But I work there at the club Monday to Friday, 9 to 5.
Wow.
So I'm literally there every single day doing all the admin stuff. Mondays are payroll days, a lot of admin, paying
Mondays.
DJs.
I know Monday's payroll day.
Okay, so you're the one that pays us.
Yes. So I get the invoices from all the DJs. Well,
So you know what everybody makes.
I do.
We got the perfect person. This
Literally.
is great. There's going to be a lot of bleeps today. How much does this one make? How much does this one make?
This man is gonna have a lot of red tape on this episode.
Yeah, Brody, you're going to be
I'm gonna
editing for
bleep
days.
out so much.
Yeah, so I'm the person where if we've got, doesn't matter who it is, someone's coming, especially a headliner, I receive the contract, I sign the contract, I'll see the rider, what their rate is. Some people need to be paid like a deposit beforehand and then 7 days before they play, whatever it can be. Yeah. But yes, my day-to-day operation in the club is very hands-on. Yeah, it's literally everything. It begins from before opening the club. I was there when the club was just a thought, and then doing all the papers and getting the documents and everything to actually open the doors.
Got you.
Up until now, it's still like...
Did you cut the ribbon also?
No, I didn't cut the ribbon. I actually don't think we had a...
Do we have a cutting
No,
of the-
I don't think we cut the ribbon on the opening.
Can we run it back?
Yeah. Actually, let's run it back to where you first started working in the nightlife industry, or how did you get your foot into the door in the first place?
So I am the owner's wife is my best friend.
Okay.
And her and I used to work together. And then she opened her own business. Shout out to Rose Boulevard. I'm going to do that.
Yeah,
Or any girlies or guys who want to get their nails done, shout out to Rose Boulevard. I saw your nails at one for the A3
one day
takeover.
you
I was
slacking.
like, oh, that was amazing.
No, I'm not. I just went for clear coat this time around, Kept it minimal. Didn't do anything
Nice.
crazy. Shout out my nail tech, Nails by Katie.
Hey, Katie.
All the nail techs getting their shout outs. So we worked together, and yeah, then I wasn't necessarily happy in the field that I was working in, but my organization skills and everything, I'm very organized when it comes to...
Did you study at all?
I didn't.
Okay.
I actually started working as soon as I finished work. So I
Cool.
started working when I was 19. Did I say work? When I finished school.
Yeah, when you finish school.
When
Yeah.
I finished school.
Don't worry, we picked up what
We
you
know
were
what you
putting down.
And then I started working for... I actually first started working for Mynt.
Mint
Mint
Cafe,
But they were
Camp
also
Spain.
owned by-
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Okay.
owner. So I started working as his PA.
Beep.
Yeah, you want to beep his name out?
Maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
just beep it
Yeah,
out.
I don't
Yeah.
know if you should name it or not.
Nah, just beep it out.
I started working for the owner of Mint Cafe. He now owns Destiny as well, and that's how I got my foot into the door. So Destiny is definitely my first time working in the nightlife industry.
Okay, so your position at Mint was similar to what you were doing now.
So my position at Mint was being the owner's PA.
Okay.
Oh.
So but I also started working there around the same time that Destiny was in the process.
Got you.
So I was busy doing all the background stuff, trying to get Destiny open.
Yeah. And what was the transition like moving from the food and beverage industry into nightlife and entertainment?
Wouldn't you consider Mint also like somewhat nightlife? Because
It
was
still-
got pretty hectic at night also. Also, the cocktail specials there was crazy.
It was a great place. I loved Mint.
Yeah. While I never, in the beginning, I didn't work in the nightlife industry, if you can put it that way, because my job was always 9 to 5. And then I'd say about a few months ago is when I actually started working as a door lady at the club. And that was more so for reasons being that you need someone that you can trust.
Yeah.
Something that I'm pretty sure we're going to get into is like name dropping at a club. You need someone who's going to be trustworthy working your door.
Yep.
And I happen to be that person. So then I started working at nights,
Got
which that transition, crazy.
Yeah.
Because having to go from your 9 to 5 and then all of a sudden you start at 8:30 p.m. and you only get home like 5 a.m. is that's insane.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not your regular schedule, it's just every now and then.
And it's a drastic change as well. Like
yes, definitely.
So Mynt is in the process of closing down because Destiny is opening. Was it independent from one another or what?
No, definitely independent from one another.
Okay.
Mynt closed down due to the building being knocked down.
Okay.
Yeah, it was definitely not because they wanted to close.
So they're still building there now, right? Do you know what's coming there?
They're building a hotel, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It was a hotel, but the landlord wanted to knock the place down and go a few stories up. So, yeah.
I can't imagine a multi-story hotel on
There were
Camps Bay
apparently
Main Road.
so many people the residents are not happy about it at all.
But isn't there a law for like it's like a view law? Like if you buy a property or you live on property,
you're not allowed to go.
Yeah.
But I think I'm not too sure what the nitty-gritties were over there. But the reason for Mynt closing wasn't because they wanted to. It was because the landlord decided to knock the building down. Okay. And
so then Destiny
it's in that process. When we knew that Mynt was going to close, we were like, okay, we definitely need to open up something else.
Okay.
And then fun fact, Destiny was actually meant to be a jazz bar.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jazz bar is crazy because now it's the home of hip-hop and R&B.
Yes, and then it changed to being the home of hip-hop and R&B.
Okay, so you were in the process from the beginning. This wasn't something that you just stepped into. So what was your role before Destiny opened? How much were you involved in, getting things together before the start and everything like that?
So like when we already knew about Destiny?
Yes. Before doors opened.
It was basically running around like a headless chicken because you need to get your paperwork for everything. Licensing for everything. So I was at SAPS getting things stamped, going to the liquor board, affidavits, being power of attorney, doing all of these different forms, signing everything.
And you're essentially a one-man team at this point, just sort of like getting, task and mission.
Yes. So myself with the owner, we would be literally running around like crazy. And then it's furniture shopping, making sure we have everything, having the builders there. I have the images from what the place was to what it is now, and
the PA doesn't have a PA.
Assistant to the regional manager.
I always joke and I'm like, guys, I need a PA now. It's at that point where it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I can imagine. So Destiny was the building initially years ago. I believe it was a nightclub.
Yes.
The whole venue, but then it got drastically minimized into a bar, which was Yobo, right? I think that was the name. So it's a little bar. So where Destiny's VIP section is, where the bar is, the whole area there where the DJ booth is towards the back bar, that was the venue before.
Just that piece?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, it was just that. Then they knocked down the wall.
A couple of times.
Yeah. Then they knocked down the wall. So from the DJ booth, where the DJ booth is, there was a wall there that knocked out and it extended all the way out there. So, I mean, even that process of taking over the lease of is the building owned by Destiny?
No.
The venue? Okay.
No.
So
we renting.
It's rented.
Yes.
Okay. I had a very interesting chat with the owner on the weekend, and he actually broke down some of the numbers. Obviously, I won't share it now, but it's nuts. Like the overheads and the minimum just to break even is stupid.
And that's something that him and I...
Yeah, he said it was between a month.
What's gonna read your lips though?
You never know, bro.
the mic's in front of you.
You never know.
But Brody was telling me that in the car also. Like that's insane.
Yeah, so that's something that him and I do the finances as well.
Yeah.
So it's something that him and we speak about a lot, and we also like to open your doors for the night, bleep it out, is like That's just to keep the doors open. That's just to open the doors.
So that's including like staff,
your stuff,
bouncers.
your rent.
See, so this is what Brody and I were talking about in the car, right? Like, it's that a night, right? It's that a night. If you put it into perspective as in terms of like what people spend to get into the club, what they spend at the club, and like that's just like drinks and like bottle service and that sort of thing, right? And then you look at the prices, like they are competitively priced the best for these quote unquote like baller type clubs.
And at the standard of the venue, you know.
So I get why people would automatically think that they rake it in silly, because you guys average about like what, 150 to 200 people on a night?
Yes.
I would say more.
Well,
than
no,
that.
definitely
but I'm
more.
saying average,
But
average,
yeah.
Not every night is going to be a bumper 350, 400 plus.
To be fair, I mean, we've been there every weekend for the past year plus.
Yeah.
I've been there since December 22.
Yeah.
And I've never seen a venue that's that consistent where you're getting 250 to 300 every time you're there.
Yeah, even me. But that's what I'm saying. So, like, a lot of people will look at it from that perspective. Like, okay, you guys are open from Thursday to Saturday, the occasional Sunday, or whenever there's a public holiday, it's an extra day. It's per night to keep it open on those nights. And then you look at the potential revenue that you're getting back. Surely you're making 10, if not 15 times more.
Well, let's break it down. So, I mean, the average cost for entrance or ticket sales for an event is about $100.
Yeah.
If we say 100 rand and maybe 300 people, you're gonna make 30K from the door.
Yeah.
So that covers, you know, that much.
A third, basically.
But the majority of your income is coming from the bar sales, right?
Definitely from the bar, and that's definitely something that I think not a lot of people understand how it works in the club environment. People always think, okay, you're coming to a club and now you're charging at the door. Why do you have to pay 100 rand to get in or 150 rand to get in? You need to remember that not everyone who's going to a club is necessarily drinking.
Yeah, that's true.
And they're also not drinking a lot.
Yeah.
So from my perspective, where I've worked the door, I've seen people come in at 9 o'clock and all that they have for the entire night is a Savannah. So that's them being there for what, like 4 or 5 hours,
and just
having
on that
one
one
drink.
Savannah,
That
But
cost you what, like 42 rand. So not everyone is going to be spending a lot
crazy
at
amounts
the
of
bar.
money. But that's why I said, like, it works in their favor for being that competitively priced, because I said, like, there's no other club like in the CBD that I know of where you can get like 2 bottles and like 6 mixers for like 1.7. Like
Yes.
that, and that's just a bottle
That's
package.
cheap, eh?
For 1.7, that's a bottle package. And if you think about it, you can split that between you and 3 other homies.
2 bottles.
2 bottles between 4 people.
Bro, 2 bottles between 3 people.
Bro.
That's like...
But see, that's where our table special comes in, where it's
Yeah.
3,000 rand. You get 2 bottles, you get your mixers, you get your sisha, your
And you get
entries
5
for
entries,
free.
bro.
So that's
And
with
it's very
5
much worth it.
people.
Yeah.
3K between 5 of the bros is gonna average what you would spend on drinks for yourself
Easily.
that night.
Easily.
Yes.
And you
Yeah.
don't have to wait for service and wait at the bar and
Exactly.
everything. So, on this topic, you guys started a loyalty program, membership program, where you can kind of sign up for, I think, a month or a year or something like that. How was
so
that?
it's for the year.
Yeah.
And then you pay, if I remember correctly, it's 500 rand for general entrance. So you
Yeah.
pay 500 rand for the year for general entrance, and it's you plus
I think
3,
it's 2 or 3.
2 or 3. 3. I think it's 3. 3 friends, and then you get a card.
Yeah.
But it's only for Destiny nights though.
So this is actually what I wanted to ask on that. So like you cleared it up now. It's only for when Destiny.
It's only Destiny events, yes. Because
But
we
like
obviously can't take away
from
from
the
if
other
A3
people's
agency,
store.
for example, if you have a
An
night
event or
there,
something,
that's
yeah.
unfair towards them. Like, you also have to make your money at the door.
Yeah.
So
How
we
does
can't
it-
just...
So here it says 1,000 rand per year for general membership, allows you and 3 guests into
Sorry,
the
yes,
venue.
1,000. And then...
And then 3,000 per
3,000
year
for
for
VVIP.
VVIP. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if you break it down, if you're going to spend 100... There's people you see there every single week.
Literally.
So that's
And every
400
day
rand a
that
month
we
on
open,
entrance.
they will be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then again, there's also people that come there knowing that they can come in for free. There's people that are friends with the owners, friends with the DJs, friends with whoever. So they are going to come there and walk in straight into VIP, not pay ever. So that's
not always though.
It's usually the case, bro.
Usually the case, but not always. Like I feel like they've been regulating it a lot better lately.
Think about somebody that maybe DJs there or MCs there once in a while, but you go there often enough that you're friends with all the people. You know, you're gonna walk in there because you're an employee essentially.
Not necessarily.
Yeah.
I think it's different for everyone. Like there are people who would take advantage of the fact that they can greet everyone and shake someone's hand or something like that. You know, but like me, for example, like we would still get to the VIP entrance and we'd still ask like, yo, are you guys cool with us coming up?
Yeah. Never assumptions. Yeah.
But like, I think they've been regulating it a lot better lately. Because even nowadays, there's been some events where they'd have a door lady at the VIP entrance as well, just to check that you guys aren't bringing in more people than what you're allowed to or what the guest list says.
Yes, because especially when it's a Destiny night, some DJs do tend to think that because they are DJing there, that they have a guest list. And then it's like, no, it can be DJ plus 2. So you can get 2. But
and that's like standard.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll obviously be lenient, but some people think that they can just have a guest list of like 15 people.
Yeah.
And then it's
ridiculous.
like, no, it's not your night.
Yeah.
And I mean, you wouldn't be okay if we did that when it was your night.
Yeah, for sure.
So
that's something I try to explain to people that, for instance, when I was chatting with the owners outside the other night, there's a group of like 6 guys. I knew the one guy, and he came to me, and it was like 2:30 in the morning. He said to me, can't you get us in? And I'm like, I'll be honest with you, bro. I can probably get you in, but I can't get 6 people in.
And that's something that they do a lot.
That's taking 600 to 800 rand away from the person running that event. It was Enrico's event. Yeah. So I'm not going to take away 800 rand out of my friend's pocket.
A real chat.
You know, I can get one of you in maybe, you know, but it's almost that assumption and dare I say entitlement that because you know the DJ, etc.
On that note, and I've never told this story on the pod before, but on that note of entitlement, like people genuinely think because they know you, not that they know you, but they know of you and they know who you are type beat, that they can just go and say your name at the door and stuff like that.
I've had that so many times.
It's crazy, bro. Like this one night, it was a paid in full event. So now me, Mia, Josh, and I think Caitlin was with us that night also. We're just chilling in the VIP, bro. And Adrian tells me like, yo, there's someone calling you. And I'm like, who? He's like, he doesn't know, but there's someone calling me. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go to the VIP door and he greets me and I'm like, I know this dude from like other events that I've played at, but I don't know him. Like we're not friends, but we just know of each other. Yeah. And he greets me and he's like, oh, how you doing and whatever. And I'm like, nah, I'm dead. It's like nice to see you. I haven't seen you out in a minute. Like, I hope you're doing good. And he's like, yeah, can't you get me in? And I'm like, get you in where? And he's like, you're into the VIP. And I'm like, mind you, there's nothing happening in the VIP. There's no one popping extravagant bottles. There's no like the ratio in the VIP is not crazy. So there's not a lot of women and stuff like that. So it's like, okay, I don't get it. But like, and I told him like, nah, bro, I already got my guys in here. Like, I can't. And he's like, okay, yeah, no sweat. So I go back. 10 minutes later, this guy went to go fetch the door girl. At the door. All the way into the VIP. Comes to us and the girl's like, hey, is this guy with you? And before I can answer, he comes to me and he's like, Tala, I'm with you. Crazy. And I'm like, no, he's not. And he looks at me and he's like, are you serious? And I'm like, you're not with me, bro. Like, what are you trying to pull? And she looks at him, gives him the stare, and she walks away and she takes him with. And I'm like...
And you know what, bro? That guy's going to go and say, Kane was a bitch to me.
No,
like,
literally.
You know what I'm saying? But meanwhile, you're being completely unreasonable. That is a crazy assumption to make that... Firstly, getting the door girl to come
all the way
from where she's sitting, walk up the stairs. Nah. Oh, from the front. Through the crowd.
Through the crowd.
Nah, I'm sorry.
Into the VIP.
Nah.
I'm with you, no? I'm like, nah, you're not, dog. I was shocked.
No.
All the homies looked at me like.
But it's true, bro. I mean, like, even my friends would understand that situation.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if I genuinely can do something for you, I will. But if I can't, then I can't.
Yeah.
So why would my actual friends accept that reasoning, and some random dude can't accept it.
Yeah.
They'll be like, Gremlin.
On that note,
Bruh.
of entitlement, I have a question. What has been like? So you obviously deal with, like you said, you deal with the contracts, you deal with bookings, riders, and that sort of
I'm
Yes.
thing.
very
right?
interested in all of this.
Yeah. So both from a headliner and just a regular Cape Town act perspective, what has been the worst like sense of entitlement that you've seen? Obviously, you don't need to name drop
From an
anybody,
artist or
but
DJ.
from an artist. So let's start with a quote unquote headliner. What has been the most unreasonable like expectation and entitlement that you've seen?
I think the rider.
I love it
Thought
when
so.
the rider pops
Yeah.
up.
I thought so.
Definitely the rider. We've had someone where their rider was already quite like pricey.
Yeah.
Now they've already spent their rider, and now they want more.
Oh no.
But they don't want to pay for it.
So the already expensive rider was approved just for these guys to finish it and be like, yeah, we're ready for the next round.
Yes.
And also, I mean, something that I've found weird is that maybe if it's someone coming from Joburg or something like that, their squad isn't going to be huge.
Yeah,
it might
they're
be
gonna be
them and
4
their
5.
manager, 4 or 5 max.
Yes.
And then it's like a ridiculous amount of alcohol.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
way
Like
too
three-
much for...
3 champagnes.
Do
2
you
Don
think that's an image
Julios.
thing? Something that they can share?
I
that they want to
definitely-
post and
I
brag
think
about?
it is. And also because then they can just bring a whole lot of friends.
Girls.
They can just bring their
Girls.
friends,
Yeah.
and their friends can
Bring more friends.
Yeah.
bring more friends, show it
Yeah.
off, bearing in mind you're not bringing any money into the club
Yeah, you're
because
taking
you are
away,
all
yeah.
drinking for free.
Okay, so on that note,
I'm like
you are
in the hot seat.
spending... Yeah, you are. So I'm saying this as
Estimate.
from artists that are coming into the city, because usually we're not really getting headliners from within the city that are going to be crazy like that.
Yeah, it's
You know,
not.
it's not...
Yeah.
yeah. So they're coming in, you're paying for their flights.
We're paying for their flights.
Accommodation?
Sometimes we'll pay, so it will be for their flights, their manager, a videographer. So
And are they requesting like
That's-
specific airlines or specific, any...
specific accommodation, yes.
Okay.
So it will be like, it's not allowed to be 4 stars or less.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, I get it.
So already flights are going to be 20K plus.
Yes, but now it's also depending on when you're bringing them out.
Yeah. Timing.
Oh,
And
Yes.
it's usually going to be
And
festive
also,
period.
you can't choose, because obviously the earlier you fly, the cheaper your flight will be. You can't go put them on a 6 a.m. flight.
Yeah,
So
they
now
don't wanna
you
fly
have
that
to
time.
pay
Yeah.
much more because they're flying later.
Yeah.
So you're paying for them already, which is hella expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's their rider, their flights and accommodation.
So take away the actual booking fee, which could be,
That's like if we're lucky, it's that amount.
for real.
Oh.
Okay.
Cute.
So we're looking at easy 100K for the artist.
Okay, let's say
All in all, the
let's
whole...
put it
yeah.
all in all at an estimate at about.
Oh, okay.
Let's
Okay.
let's put it at.
That's reasonable.
I'm gonna put a. We've obviously had a few that are more expensive, but I'm gonna put as a general guideline.
I hope you
Sure.
put
Let's
all
say
of this out, no?
No. I don't think that needs to be bleeped
That-
out.
So we can say
Because
like.
I mean, you
Nah,
can
it
do
does.
maths on accommodation and
Nah,
flights
I feel
and
like-
stuff
I
like
feel
that,
like
and
it
then
should be-
riders.
I feel like it should be bleeped out. Just the numbers because she's affiliated.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know what someone else's booking fee might
Sure.
be.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Okay. So you putting down X amount, and that's before the person has stepped into the club, and now they're getting their riders. Maybe they want food. Maybe they want transport to and from the venue.
yeah.
So it's a lot of money being spent.
Yes.
You already have your initial amount for doors being open, which was that amount.
Yes.
Plus
top
this
of that
artist
amount.
coming in, plus supporting acts.
Yes.
So how do you justify that artist's booking fee and all their costs in terms of what the revenue is going to be. I mean, is it
See,
really something that you're going to say this person is going to bring us what we're paying them plus profit?
that is where we have to strategically look at the date that we're bringing them in.
Yeah.
It can't be before payday in the middle of the month. It needs to be when people are going to have money. You need to look at the following of that person. Like, are they going to bring a crowd? Like, is it going to be super busy? It's a lot that goes into booking the person, whereas I don't do that part of the job. Like, that's someone else's.
Yeah.
But that's also where it plays into being charged at the door,
Yeah.
because most of the time we'll be like, okay, whatever we make at the door, that we should be able to make enough to cover for that artist, and for that alone, we'll be happy if that's covered.
So when you look at it, like you obviously, like you said, you've done a lot of like the contract signatures and stuff like that.
Yes.
So when you guys go back and look at the figures after said headliner has been there, how often do you see that it's actually successful?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Is there much of a difference between
A
a
regular
local lineup and somebody with a headliner? Is it like really noticeable?
Not necessarily, no.
Is it?
I wouldn't say it's that you need a headliner to have a good night. We've had amazing nights without having headliners, with just having our resident DJs.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then we can have a headliner and the night won't be as good as your regular night.
Sure.
So then you end up spending
More
so much money to bring in someone, fly in someone, when you literally just have your
but I
normal.
guess it's a luxury, like obviously for the regulars who go to Destiny, and obviously to keep growing up.
Yes,
like growing
and
the
just to
fan
have
base,
something different.
Yeah.
You obviously don't want to repeat the
Of
same
course.
process over and over.
So
You
it's
do
more
want
of
to
a
have
marketing
something
tactic
fresh.
than it is a business move.
Yes.
Because ideally you guys can run sustainable without headliner acts.
Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, our resident DJs are already so amazing. What are you guys putting yourself here?
Anyway.
Which, no, definitely.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that just having your DJs, because, and I mean, not to toot your guys' horn, but by working by the door, I've had a lot of people come up and be like, oh, is Kane playing? Is Gremlin playing? Like, people actually come for you guys.
Gremlin got motion? Question mark.
Statement.
Statement.
Exclamation.
Statement.
So you don't. I've never heard anyone asking if someone else is gonna come. Like, oh, are you gonna have an international? And with running social media as well, I don't really have people asking about international people or someone from like Joburg or whatever. You know,
It
they
kind of proves our theory though
It does,
that I
your
don't
locals
really think,
are.
I don't really think that big names have pull.
Yeah.
I think it's a matter of people like to go where other people are.
Yeah.
It's DJs are gonna always, give roughly the same experience music wise. I think the way we deliver it could be different, but you're gonna hear pretty much the same music, regardless of what night you go. But they're more interested in who else is gonna be there. If you're a single guy, you want to see if there's single girls there. If you're a big group of friends, that's kind of how it goes. Like we were saying before we started, I don't think that people really care much about the DJ lineup or the actual event itself. It's
They're just
just
there
on
for
the night,
vibes.
they're vibing, they're in from dinner or pre-drinks or something. Where's the place to go?
Yeah.
Go online, see stories of Destiny, let's go.
Yeah.
That's how I think it works.
Yeah.
Different story for an actual event that's a once-off thing.
How do you, so on that same note, what was the most entitled local act that you've come across when it comes to these situations?
You don't have to say their name, but you can explain this.
You can't say their name, you'll bleep it.
Yeah, we want to know for our sake.
Now I'm actually like trying to think the most entitled local.
Not maybe in a bad way, but
Not
just
in a bad
something
way,
that
but
was
just
like,
something
this
that
is
you
wild.
saw and you were like, hey, yo. Either like...
Does
you ever
it have to be a DJ or
Anything,
It
yeah, anyone.
influencer?
It can be influencer also. Because
Even
I'm sure
better.
you've looked at something and you were like, you're not worth all of that, or you don't constitute the right to get all of that by beat, something like that.
Yeah.
I'll just say that, okay, I'm gonna go with a DJ that we've had played before. He is amazing, and then all of a sudden, it would never be a thing of, oh, you need to sign a contract or anything, and then all of a sudden it just changed. He asked a ridiculous amount. He had a contract that you had to pay a 50% deposit beforehand, and then you have to pay the rest of the amount. And I'm like, he is a great DJ. He has great pull. But that, to me, was just wild in terms of how he started off as just coming to us on a regular, like all other DJs, where I get the invoice on a Monday, I pay everyone on a Monday, to all of a sudden having a contract with a rider, I didn't add that in the beginning, with a rider, and now you have to do this whole contractual thing.
Okay.
That to me was just a bit
Okay,
crazy.
I understand that.
Okay,
I think we both have something to say about this.
I get that. Like, so is it weird that it switched from, regular invoicing on a Monday to a contract? Is that what you found weird, or is it the fact that it came?
Was it a drastic change in terms of pricing as well?
It was, yes. It's kind of a mixture of all of that, and he wanted like unlimited shisha pipes and everything. It's just everything that he was asking for was just completely. It took like a whole 360.
Okay.
It went from you a DJ. You get your 500 Rand bar tab for playing at Destiny. You get your payment for playing for your hour set, and that's it.
Yeah. So okay. So like you said, this person is a great DJ. They got some sort of pool. So like.
Sorry, can I pause you there?
Yeah.
Are they a DJ or an influencer / DJ?
No, DJ.
Okay.
DJ.
Okay. Just a DJ.
Cool.
So when you guys see this change, obviously switching up all contractual agreement, the rate is now pumped up before a request for ride is taking place, When you see this change happen, do you guys like look at it and evaluate like what has this person done over the last 6-12 months to constitute this change?
In that period.
Or do you guys
Definitely.
did you look at it on some, you're just trying to play us right?
It's coming out of nowhere.
No. Like, we definitely look at the individual as well. Like, okay, what does this person do outside of their gigs? Like, do they have their own brand going on? What are they doing for themselves? But also, what can they do for Destiny? But within that, like, not a lot it wasn't a long period that changed.
So
Absolutely.
was there?
It was just
Would you say that there was something that happened in this person's career in that period for them to feel that they could justify this change? Was it just one day we decided we're doing this now, or do you think
I
there
feel
was
like,
something
to be honest,
popped
it
off?
just got hit to their head.
Okay.
And they thought, okay.
Look at Brody smirking behind the camera.
Okay.
And they thought, okay, well,
So this look.
I'm this big shot now.
This is a very I guess touchy subject for us. The reason why we are very much on the side of contracts and deposits and things like that. I play a balance of both, where if I know the owners of Destiny and I play there every week, I'm not going to go through that process. That's unnecessary. If somebody that I have no idea who it is, I'm going to go through the contracts, deposits, all that kind of thing. So it is strange that this was a regular and now all of a sudden they're asking for this. But I'm going to play devil's advocate here and say that I think that your perspective or your perception of the situation is what most people feel. That all of a sudden, this person is asking for things. I agree, they might be taking it over the top. But taking yourself seriously and demanding, that contracts and deposits are paid up front should be the norm. And the fact that when somebody does it, it feels like it's ridiculous, potentially. That's kind of the issue that we're facing, is because now all of a sudden we want to be taken seriously and there's backlash.
Yeah.
It's a tough one because we don't want the backlash, but we do want the formality and the security of things.
Yes. So, not to cut you off, but it's not the the contract part
Sure.
that was the issue.
It's the other
It was
shit.
the whole drastic like 180 where all of a sudden
Yeah.
it was like
Did the rate like double or triple or
yes,
something?
where it's
Yeah.
and it's in a short period. Like I know in one of your previous like episodes you were talking about that if you've been playing at a club
Yeah.
for set amount of time, like of course, like it's like a job where
Yeah.
you also, you deserve to get a bit more. But it was just all of a sudden a random thing changing from a set price to basically double, and then you have all of these other demands as well
But that's also
that
like
you
why
didn't have beforehand.
Yeah, but that's why I
So-
mentioned it earlier, like that's why I asked like what has this person done from like your perspective and the club's perspective to obviously constitute them up in their price and requesting this crazy rider and stuff like that. And that's why I said like for us as DJs, like I get where you're coming from with the whole contractual thing and you
Yeah.
need to take yourself seriously.
But don't take
I
the piss.
definitely,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
definitely
Take the
think
piss,
the
yeah.
contract,
I don't think it makes sense when it's
the contract is definitely a good thing. I
Sure.
think that
Yeah.
all like it's your job, like that's what you guys are doing. So I definitely think the contract for sure. Everyone
Yeah.
should have a contract in place. It's like I wouldn't go work for someone by them just saying, okay, but you work here the whole time. No,
Yeah.
I still want a
Exactly.
contract.
Yeah.
Because anything happens, and then what are you gonna say? Oh, but I do this for you guys every week.
Yeah.
So I definitely
get
agree
it.
on the
I get
contract.
the contract
It's
thing.
all the other nonsense that went with
Yeah.
it.
that
that's-
made it unbelievable. Like
Yes.
damn, you really pulling.
I mean, I'll be honest, bro. Like I've been DJing regularly now for maybe 12 years. I'll be lying to you if I've sent out 10 contracts that have been returned with signatures. Once a contract gets sent out, you filter out who's serious and who isn't. So that could be, I guess, maybe their way of, these are the places that I'm playing at now. Maybe there's 10 places. And, okay, only 2 of them are going to give me what I want. Let me just do that rather.
Yeah.
If you don't want to fuck with it, then it's all good. So it's a weird one. It really is a weird one because, yeah, like I say, we do need to take it seriously, and I'm glad that you agree with the contracting, but yeah, there needs to be some realistic,
Window,
yeah.
Yeah, let me get another question out the way. Yeah. So then with Destiny in particular, right? You never really see hosted by.
Like
You've noticed,
influencers.
yeah, like you never see
Oh.
hosted by. So like what a lot of clubs will do is they'll have hosts on particular nights to obviously market and push and promote the event. But like that's something that I've never noticed from a Destiny perspective. Obviously, there's people who have the events there who will put hosted by and add
Yes.
host. But I'm very curious to know why that's an approach that Destiny themselves never took on.
We have in the past, we have had a few influencers coming for a Destiny event where they would be on the flyer, and it's not beneficial.
I've seen a couple of those though. Like those are like were that was like in partnership with the FOMO app, because I know Destiny had like a thing with the FOMO. app
We
as
had the
well.
FOMO app as well, but apart from that, Destiny itself, we did have influencers coming to promote our night or whatever, and it's not worth it at all. And
I
that
just love how we're debunking everything right now, bro.
because remember, not only do, as we've already spoken about, where it's already X amount to just open your doors, you're paying for your DJs on that night, and now you have to pay for an influencer as well.
Okay.
What's that influencer gonna
Add.
really add?
Yeah.
Because remember, that influencer comes with a rider as well.
Yes, that's
That
true.
influencer
And payment too.
and payment.
And about 4, 5, 6, 7 guests.
And then it's going to bring more people
Yeah.
that's not going to spend. They're going to drink for free.
Because they're
Expectations.
They
taking
don't
rider.
necessarily post and do what they need to do.
That's also true.
Exactly.
So what's
That's
Yeah.
the only
that's money
purpose.
you could have
Yeah.
saved.
Or
But
given
now
out somewhere
you-
else.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Realistically speaking.
For me, the purpose of the influencers and why influencer marketing works is because of the social media reach.
Exactly.
So, if we're gonna take a TikToker or a Instagram, whatever, you're looking at total number of followers and you're looking at the, I guess, the analytics to see what the age group is
Yes.
and demographics
Okay,
and stuff
sorry,
like that.
before you continue, do you guys get an insight
Yeah, do you
into
do
the
that?
analytics? Like, so let's say you book this influencer do you then ask them, hey, what's your interactions like? Do you get 10% plus average interactions?
Even a
on
DJ.
post? Even a DJ.
Yeah.
Like, do you guys look at those things?
So that I wouldn't say I can answer that because I don't deal
you
with
don't
that
book them,
part.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
But like, from your perspective, because obviously you get the invoices and you see who the lineups are beforehand, and because you do promotional work
Yes.
on IG and stuff like that. So do you ever look at the lineup or look at like the potential influencers and you look at it and you're like, I know you don't pop on social media, or
I
know your
definitely
interactions
do,
are low.
and also because I do run the social media, I've seen so many of these people that are supposed to, like the influencers, they are supposed to promote the event beforehand,
Yeah.
during, and after. That's your whole thing. You're supposed to be there on the night. Hey guys,
That
check the
is the
vibe.
job.
Yes,
Yeah.
check the vibe at Destiny. Pull up, like, they don't do that. I'll wake up the next morning, still waiting to see a post, and then
Mention
they will
that.
post like the next morning. Then it's like, okay, so
party's
what is that going to bring the next morning?
Nothing.
You came on a Saturday, we close on a Sunday. Now you're seeing the Sunday morning. Okay, cool. This is what happened at Destiny yesterday.
Yeah.
The whole
that
thing is you're supposed to promote Destiny
Yeah.
beforehand to bring the people
Pre,
in,
during, and
then
post.
during the night
Yeah.
as well, so that when people are looking at Instagram, they're checking their
Yeah.
stories and they're like, okay, cool.
Let me
Yeah.
go
That's the
by.
vibe at Destiny. Let me go check it
I
out.
think once the hosted by thing started, that was something that I struggled with. Even back at Jagger when we started, in lockdown, we used the influencer model really well. Like that helped a lot because we would get people to come in, and initially their job was to post before, promote the event.
Yes.
And we would look at the analytics and see, okay, your demographic is 60% females between the age of 18 and 30. Perfect. If we're looking at somebody that's a TikTok sensation and you look at the analytics and it's teenagers, what's the point?
Exactly.
They could have 1 million followers. It doesn't matter if none of those people can come to the party.
But that's why I asked though, like, and it's a general question for all like promoters and club owners and stuff like that. Like, do you guys pay attention to the analytics? Do you check demographics and where the percentile of your audience lies within that particular person? Because again, it doesn't make sense, like you said, if the analytics is filled with a bunch of teenagers who might not be 18, might not be 19.
Yeah.
Like, how does that benefit you by saying this is hosted by this person?
The way I look at it, bro, me and you can play at Destiny with a few of the other residents, and it'll be a great night. You look at our social media, it's not gigantic.
Yeah.
I feel that social media and real life are completely separate. They are crossovers, but a lot of the time it's not even
This.
Yeah, but
No,
I'm
but it
just
is
saying. Think about this. If I go and play in, I played in Mitchell's Plain November last year. A friend of mine's venue, his party, great party. I have a big name in Cape Town. Doesn't mean I have a big name in Mitchell's Plain. So the night that I was there, it's not like I brought a whole bunch of new people to the venue because I'm there. It didn't really make much of a difference. It's great that they had me there. I had a great time. But sometimes I feel like if they had the residents here, it wouldn't have been any different. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what my point was.
I think there's a difference, man. Like one of the homies in the industry, Insert Coins, shout out Insert Coins. Like he always says, influential over influencer. Because again, like you're pointing out now, like the social media platforms might not be massive. Like I have 3.9 followers. Guys, I've been 50 followers away from 4,000 for like the longest time now. It's irritating me, no?
Let's get Kane to 4K. 4K
Real
for,
chat,
for
real
four,
chat.
foreplay for 4K. What?
4K for foreplay.
Yeah.
But now, like, real chat. So, like, he says influential over influence because, like, at the end of the day, you have more traction in the streets than you might have on social media,
100%.
which means that you are more impactful
Yeah.
than you could be on social media.
At the end of the day, what matters? People that are going out, people
Literally
that are
that,
spending
bro.
money. You can not have Instagram and be a customer.
You literally could not have Instagram and you could be the hottest thing in the streets right now. It's like you said, like you were at the door and people would come in and ask, oh, is this person playing tonight? Is that person playing tonight?
Yeah.
And then you look at the flyer and there might be so much more bigger influential or influencer names on the poster and you're like, but they didn't ask about any of these guys.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
I'm getting the question about
And that
this
more
guy
so
and
happens
Mhm.
when it is a headliner, and then I have them asking for the people that are actually there
yeah.
on a regular weekend, which just proves the point that you don't need the headliner because everyone already knows they're coming to Destiny. They know what DJs they're going to
Yeah.
get. They know that
Yeah.
that's their place that they like to be. So,
And sometimes they just want that. Like for instance,
Yes.
Rico booked what's his name? Coco.
Coco
Coco
SA.
SA.
Yeah. So great musician, great artist, got massive music, you know. On the night of that event, I remember playing before Coco. I played a heavy trap hip hop set, maybe 12 to 1. Coco comes on, plays an amazing set, but it was very, very, very deep. Now, if you have 50 to 80 people that are there for Coco, they're loving it. But after 10, 15 minutes, the regulars of Destiny that are there for the usual event, they kind of like,
Okay.
you know,
It's played
Yeah.
out.
they're over it. So it's like you say, people just want what they want.
Yes.
They
On
don't
that-
care about
On that
everything
note,
else.
let's get back to like the best and worst, right?
Yeah. Let's get it.
Touchy one coming up soon. Touchy one. Okay, let's talk rates because obviously, like again, I'll bring it up. You sign the contracts and you sign off everything.
So you know Kane's rates, you know my rates.
Yes.
Who earns more?
let's
Is that something you actually...
no, but we look realistically speaking, we know who would earn more. Realistically,
Is that
speaking.
something you actually want me to answer?
Yes.
You.
But we know
Shit.
that. But the only reason why he's shocked and confused is because I've been snapping at his heels for the last year and a half.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying. I just want to make sure, you know. I'm still the OG here. Don't forget, I'm still the OG.
Yeah, look here. If it was the other way around, let's say I was getting paid more than you, then what?
Great. I'm happy for you.
It's
No,
just because-
seriously.
Yeah.
No, seriously
It's been-
though.
You know, no, if it was yes and Brody had to cut the cameras now, this couch is upside down.
Yeah. Remember when we spoke about me walking out the other day?
You
Yeah,
would've walked
I
out.
jumped
That
out the
would've been
window.
it. But like,
No,
on that note,
seriously not though. Like, okay, let's say that it's me and Kane. So we earn a certain amount. Then there are some other regular DJs as well. Obviously, my rates are figured out based on the relationship I have with the owner. So they fluctuate based on season as time goes by. So if Destiny books me, that's a certain rate. If somebody that does an event at Destiny, I have a rate with them that's separate. And that goes for every
Yeah.
other. So we spoke about this before where promoters start talking to one another. And this happened to me
did this happen
recently.
to you?
Yes.
in this situation,
Not in this situation,
but
but
just in general.
without saying
Okay.
names, somebody literally mentioned to me saying that we know you play this much for so-and-so at Destiny, so we're going to bring you down to that amount.
Nah.
Oh, I know about that.
You know what I mean?
Nah.
Which is not a...
That's dirty.
It's not dirty, but it's
That's dirty.
my relationship I have with somebody I've been working with for 5 years compared to someone I just met
but that's
is
what I'm
completely
saying.
different.
It's dirty. It's dirty, and it goes back to what I said the last time. Is that our business is our business, bro. Like you don't need to know what I'm talking about when
Yeah.
it comes to money and that with someone else, you
Yeah.
know. And respectfully speaking, like. And like you said, it's a relationship. Like I know this person for 5 years. I know you for 6 months. Obviously, there's going to be a contrast in how
Yeah.
we do business, but it's like that has nothing to do with you. If we established a relationship and we established that, okay, this is what you pay me, that's what you pay me. What you find out by someone else along the grapevine, again, that's none of your business. You happen to find it out, that's cool. But now, why does that mean that you have to subject our relationship now to that same kind of
Sure.
situation?
Fair
Because again,
enough.
you're gonna get mad when I tell you, yeah, but I know him for 5 years.
Yeah.
He's put work
I
on my
also
table
feel like that should be
consistently.
something that's confidential, though.
Yeah.
100%.
You shouldn't just be throwing out how much.
While they're talking to one
Yes.
another.
Yeah.
And even if one person asks, that person doesn't
That
necessarily have
shouldn't
to
be,
answer.
yes.
Yeah.
It's the same for me. Like people will ask me, like, "Hey, what did you book this person for, or what did you book that person for?" And I'll tell you respectfully, to
None of
inquire
your
by
business.
yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'll give you. Here's this person's number. text them, phone them, find out what they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
Because what they charge me is not the same as what they're going to charge you.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to book someone on your behalf through my connect, because that's me cheating someone else out of money. Because maybe they were more than willing to pay this person's full rate, but because I have a different conversation with that person, now they get it for less. I can't have that on my conscience.
You do just bring that up so you can find out who gets paid more.
No, you wanted that. I brought it up to find out what is the most like shocking rate that you've seen from like a resident or someone who DJs there often. Like when you looked at it, you were like, you either worth way more or you worth way less.
That's a good question.
So this is with resident DJs.
Yeah. With like resident
Regulars,
DJs.
locals, that kind of thing.
No, every fourth or third Monday or second Monday, you get an invoice from this person.
I think it's definitely, I don't think that I've had anyone where I thought that they are asking too much. I think we're very lucky in the sense of having our resident DJs that they are not really pricey. But I definitely feel like there are some resident DJs that, especially I feel like with social media and knowing what they can bring to the table and what they can bring to Destiny, I feel like they could definitely charge more.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
But that's also something where when you're looking at the lineup and you're like, okay, like that's fine. It's fine if that person charges that amount because look at what they bring. Like they are definitely worth it.
Do you try to stick to a certain overall budget for lineup every night? Is it flexible?
We definitely do try to stick to a budget for when we have our resident DJs and especially those like when it's middle of the month.
Middle of the month is a
of
lot.
course, because you know you're not going to get a massive turnout. But I mean, when it comes to like even first Thursdays, like in first Thursdays, you don't have to spend a lot on bringing someone out because you know you're going to get people either way.
But first Thursdays are free entrance, right?
So we
Till a
do
certain
free
time.
entrance until a certain time, yes, because then it does get really, really busy.
And you guys also do the outside thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now remember you're paying for an outside setup, another DJ outside, and we do have our headliner, which is Ryan the DJ on
the
first Thursdays. So, which it is obviously a bit more because you are flying someone out. So we do start charging from say 11 or 12 when it does start to get busy, like where it's really full. Then we'll start to charge.
That's crazy, eh? Because when you put it into perspective, like first Thursday in Cape Town, it's a phenomenon.
Yes.
Right? It's a phenomenon. So you guys are already generating so much foot traffic just by having that extra person outside, creating a vibe and creating a sense of what it could be like inside. So now you also have people walking in for free between the hours of, let's say, between the hours of 8 and 12. You have people walking in for free, right? And then because it's first Thursday, there's already a lot of foot traffic in town from like 5 p.m. already because people go to galleries, they check out thrift stores and all of this stuff. How much money do you think you miss out in that 4 hours?
A lot. Like a lot. And that coming again from someone who has worked the door multiple times on a
traffic time there.
Because now also,
because everyone would come in because now you already know that you've been in, and then when we start charging at 12, then it's like, oh, but I've already been in here. So now you also, in the beginning we used to, but I mean, bands are also expensive. So you can't, on a first Thursday, you can't be like.
That's crazy. I did not know it was free for that first 4 hours. I'm not going to lie. I genuinely didn't know.
So
that's ridiculous.
And that is a lot of people because remember now downstairs we'll probably stop at like around 11, 12. Then everyone has to come upstairs. So now you've already had 4 to 5 hours worth of people coming that are going to stay the whole night. that has already been there for free.
That's actually crazy. I genuinely didn't know it was free that first 4 hours.
Because remember, the whole concept of First Thursday originally was that, you know, it's like everything is either free or super cheap.
Yeah.
Like you get your free entrance, all of that. But at the end of the day, again, you're a business that you need to pay bills. So you already get your 4 hours of coming in for free. So just come early and you're in for free.
And again, you know, like you said, you already have the daily operational cost, and on top of that now it's the headliner that comes in, it's the flights and it's that. So you are giving out a bit extra.
Yes.
Damn.
I want to wish it.
This is him. Please put your mic on your phone before you ask the question.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, take the wireless.
Oh, yeah.
Also, Brody still doesn't want to be on camera.
Is this my one?
Definitely not.
That's yours.
Or that one?
No, this is mine.
So I just want to know, what are some of like the overhead costs that people won't necessarily think of? Like, for example, buying vans, or like we all know you have to restock the bar, you have to pay staff.
Yes.
What are some of the overhead costs that people might not know about, but that are a priority that you have to be paying besides rent?
Yeah, besides rent. I think one thing that people don't actually think about is security.
Oh yeah.
Especially at Destiny, like our main focus is safety.
Yeah,
like
100%.
safety is our number one priority. We have 14 bouncers.
No cap, bro.
14
in total on your
No, in one
payroll?
night.
14. Oh, okay.
There
3
is-
on one door, 3 on another door.
Yeah.
Remember, we have the two
at the
entrances.
entrance.
Yeah. So you have 3 on
So
this
you have
entrance,
people
you have 3 on that.
outside of
Damn.
both entrances, inside of both entrances. We have our cruise section. We have our like on the floor by the VIP on the floor.
There is. It's
I've never thought about that, but
because
yeah, it is.
besides the 3, when you walk up, a
There's 2
bouncer
more.
greets you there.
Female and male.
Yeah, greets you there.
By the
And then there's
bathrooms,
the
we have one by the men's, one by the ladies.
one at the
Wow.
VIP in the back, the one at the VIP door, then another one at the VIP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then each booth on each side of
Yes.
the booths.
Damn.
So we
Wow.
have 14 security. That is expensive.
Yeah.
You can imagine like how much security is costing you.
And security is handled by a third party company.
Yes.
And okay.
But also
Yes.
shout out to Destiny Security. They are really nice. They are really
Yeah.
good at what they do.
Awesome
so
people.
They are super dope.
And then another one is with your marketing. So
Yeah,
social
you guys have
media.
a regular poster dude, also a regular graphics
Yes.
guy.
So we have a graphics guy that
So you
does
have
all
them
of
on a retainer.
yes.
Okay.
So well, yeah, he just sends us our monthly invoice.
Okay.
So
it's
he
as is mine.
he's essentially like an employee, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
But then also for myself that runs the social media, I have to boost the post.
Yeah.
It costs money to boost your post
Yeah.
to get more interaction.
Mm.
So there you're spending a lot of money as well. And then also actually creating the physical flyers that you are putting up in the bathroom, the big posters
Yes,
that you're
on the
putting up
entrance.
when you go into the walkway. I mean, it ends up being quite costly. That
Photographers,
people,
videographers. if
photographer,
they
videographer,
in-house,
yes,
yeah.
we do.
Shout out AMP.
AMP.
Shout
that's
out
the guy.
AMP.
Our guy,
Shout out.
he is amazing. So
Yeah.
that as well. You have your
paying
photographer,
him Saints rates, no?
videography.
Then you've got
When
bartenders.
I saw that, don't even get me started.
We're not getting into it. We're not
We're not
Don't.
getting into
We're not going there. Then you've got 6 bartenders.
more
Yeah,
stuff.
you've got, I think we have 8.
Okay.
Then you have your 7 waiters, you have your hostesses, your bottle girls, you have your cleaners and runners.
Yeah.
Dancers are also third party.
Dancers are third party,
Okay.
so we have to pay our dancers as well. So it's honestly
Yeah.
a
What's
lot.
the turnover like in terms of staff? How often are people coming and going, and what sort of are the reasoning?
We've
What's the reasoning for
we've actually had, what would I say, like 70% of our staff that we currently have now have been with us since
true.
we've opened.
That's mad though, bro.
We actually,
It's great to hear that.
the only people that would necessarily, like staff members that would leave, I would say, is your hostesses and bottle girls, which are more flexible.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, remember, with Destiny, we are only open 3 days a week. So that's 14 days a month that you open.
Yeah.
So you are going to be a bit more flexible. But I mean, in terms of our bartenders and waiters, even our cleaners, we've had them for like the longest time.
So the staff is working nighttime hours 3 times a week, maybe 4 times a week. What else are they doing? Are you guys, do you know if they have any other jobs, day jobs?
Yes,
or anything
so
like
most
that?
of them do, and then also a lot of them study.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense though, because there was one girl who also used to work there. I haven't seen her now in recent times, but I know she studies. Damn, forgot her name. But she's like friends with all the other local girls who pull up there.
Yeah, but
that's what I'm
there's
saying, like, I've seen the same faces ever since
For a long
I've been
time.
more part of like Destiny as the team as a whole. I've seen the same faces all the time.
yes.
And that's really cool, because I always tell people, like, one of my favorite places to get drunk at is Destiny. Not because I know the people, but because it just
But
feels
also you feel safe.
there.
Yes.
It's a very welcoming place.
Yes.
Everybody's,
There was one night, me and Josh was 2 men in a bottle, and I think we both fell asleep on the sofa for like 30 minutes. And then we woke up afterwards and we were like, nah, let's go home. Got an Uber home.
Fine.
Yeah. Crazy scenes. How long are we on this EP now?
We're about an hour
Just
and a
over
bit.
an hour, Brody?
Yeah. But we still have to ask you some crazy stories.
I have one more question, but that's I'm keeping that one for the last.
Okay,
so are we gonna do crazy stories?
Let's do crazy stories.
Okay. What is the craziest thing that you've experienced during your time at Destiny? Doesn't have to be bad, doesn't have to be good. Like just the craziest thing that left you on some damn.
One story that I always tell everyone is when I do work the door, the amount of people that I've seen that leave with one shoe. One shoe. I kid you not. I'm like, what the fuck?
What?
So,
What?
and they wear sneakers.
Okay.
So I'm like, do you not tie your shoelaces?
But
And it usually happens. So again, security at Destiny, amazing. So when someone has had a bit too much to drink and they're getting out of hand, our security always gets it like just before shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Yes. So then they will escort them out. It's then when someone will run after and be like, oh, here's your shoe. Then I'm like, dude. And it's probably happened like 3 times now already.
That is the most random thing
I was
ever.
gonna ask, who's letting the dogs out in Destiny like that, bro? Who's taking? If you take your shoes off in the club, nah.
Let me ask you this. So the one good thing, not a good thing, whatever, but most of the staff, all of the staff, you presume are sober, right? They
Well, I'd
except
hope
for
so.
yeah, but
I'd hope so.
they're looking at every single night. It's like a movie. Yeah. They are watching this. They are watching this
It is like
entire
a movie,
thing
even
unfold,
just
and they seeing crazy
standing at the
drunk people.
door.
Yeah. So, have you ever like noticed? I don't know. Maybe someone come in with one girl or one guy, and then leaving with someone else, or I don't know, some shit like that, where it's just
have
like
you ever seen something
just
scandal?
scandal,
Like, you know this
yeah.
dude is married, but he's not with his wife right now.
because you're sitting at the door and you're seeing every single person come in and out, so you can like kind of write the
Yes.
story as you're going.
I wouldn't necessarily say that there's been a lot of
Scandalous behavior.
scandalous,
Shut
but
up.
not.
Only loyal men go to Destiny. Only loyal men go to Destiny.
No, there's
Our meme for the week.
There's been situations where
Yeah.
guys have like hit on girls that like you shouldn't be hitting on them because they are there with their significant other. So definitely stuff like that, but nothing out of hand
Yeah.
that I would say that I've seen. Maybe on nights when it's someone else's door,
Maybe, yeah.
but I haven't.
We're gonna run it back to episode 1. Were you involved in any way with when G-Eazy came?
I was there that night.
What happened? Well, what happened the first time he
oh.
was supposed to come, and what happened the time that he
Okay.
did come?
So I wasn't there the night before, but I was there the night that he was actually there. The night before, he was meant to come, and then he had apparently booked a table. So a section was kept for, like a table was reserved for him, and then they ended up not coming.
Okay. For no reason, they just...
I don't know
Okay.
why they didn't come. I think they ended up being somewhere else, but they didn't come. And then apparently his management or whoever said, okay, asked one of the people like, yo, we're pulling up now, we're coming. And then they wanted, I think, whose event was it? Liam.
Yeah.
Liam Hunt's experience, I think it was. So then they wanted them to like move out of the section, or someone was sitting in the section and they asked them to move out of the section because G-Eazy is coming with his crew, and obviously he's a VIP, so he needs
Bad booth.
She went VIP.
Yeah.
Fizz though.
Fair.
Fizz. Name 5 G-Eazy songs.
Again.
Still. Chania, name 5 G-Eazy songs
Right now. One.
the only thing I can think of is Him and I, but that's with Halsey.
Shit.
That's one.
You're not hearing that in the club. Number 2.
Yeah, but yeah.
Point
so
proven.
Yeah.
they wanted that specific booth.
Because he's again VIP. So I'm only saying VIP in quotation marks because I mean, how many times is G-Eazy gonna just randomly
Yeah.
pop up and come to your club? So
Fizz.
I mean, I would say it's like a special
Guest.
guest coming. So they wanted a spot for him. I don't know like the full story.
Okay, and what about the second time that he actually did come?
That was on New Year's.
New Year's Eve or day
That
or
was New
something
Year's
like
Eve
that?
going into New Year's.
Yeah, when he did. Oh, I'm speaking about that time now.
Yes, you are.
The one that when he did come
He did walk in.
is when
okay.
they asked for him to. I think someone was sitting at the section and they had asked for that section to be cleared so that him and his team can sit there. Apparently with the whole thing of like going back and forth, like moving tables or whatever, then his management already said it's fine. They found a table elsewhere. So they ended up leaving Destiny going
Yeah, because they
somewhere
pulled
else.
up. They pulled up the trucks and like the stuff that they pulled up in didn't leave for like 20 minutes, and then he came out again, and I was like,
Okay.
but then again, so fuck about G-Eazy, bro.
Yeah, so
Man has me tight, bro.
yeah, so I'm not 100% sure on what happened. I just heard everything through everyone.
So obviously there's a lot of things that we might edit out. We'll chat about it afterwards. But this is just for interest sake for us as well. I don't think we'll have this in the pod.
Won't be in,
Yeah.
Don't want
But
no one
so
watching.
you guys are just gonna see a brief moment of nothing.
Yeah,
and
we spoke
then-
about something you're not allowed to hear about.
Yeah.
Confidential boys. Okay, let's close it off.
Cool.
I got one for Chania before we say our outro. Top 5 DJs that you've seen, because you know everyone on the lineup. You see all the lineup.
In
Top 5.
order.
In order.
I'm not gonna.
Okay. Brody says she mustn't include us in the top 5. I get that. Fizz, I get that.
Okay.
Then it's not the top 5.
But that's true. Then it's not the top 5 because you are asking for my top 5.
Okay, Brody, she cancelled
And
you.
I'm
No,
not gonna,
we're joking.
And I'm
Whatever,
not going to
yeah.
say this because I am here with you guys
yeah.
today. But, and I'm also not going to give it in order.
Okay, so
Fair enough. No, fair enough.
specific
Yeah, that's fine.
order. No specific.
That's fair
order.
enough.
So definitely the two of you, when I see you guys on, and this was even before I started working like at the door or whatever. So before I worked at the door, I would actually come to Destiny like once a month maybe, because I'm not a party animal. So I don't do that. But whenever I saw your guys' name on the flyer, definitely.
Shout out.
So it's the two of you. Mix. Shout out Mix.
Shout out Mix.
You just WhatsApp me now.
Definitely.
Yeah, shout out Mix.
Definitely Mix.
Oh shit! He's got Ziggy
Yeah, Ziggy's headlining his
on
event.
Friday.
I don't even have that flyer yet, Mix.
Mix, you slacking with that. She needs the flyer
Oh.
ASAP.
Maybe you did send it to me.
It's already a broadcast.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
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 Okay. So the
us
two of
Mix,
you,
yeah.
Mix, Waggy for sure,
Waggy.
and what's that for?
Yeah, that's all.
One more. Oh. Now it's like who's gonna make
You
the
can
cut
give
for
two.
for my fifth
You
one?
can give 6. It's fine.
No. Keep it 5.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to give it to Spikes. Spikes is a pain in the ass. And I'm allowed to say that. He's a pain in the ass.
Stop being a pain in the ass.
Shout out to you, Spikes, but you are a pain in the ass, but he is. So that's...
You know, okay, in all fairness, no? When I get why you say that, though, because whenever I ask Nate something, like, for example, when I ask Nate something, he'll be like, oh, Chania. Or sometimes he
It's always
oh,
me.
Spikes. And then sometimes Spikes also goes,
oh, Chania.
And I'm like, Fizz, let me
Yeah,
just ask
everyone
the real
must just
person
come
in
to me.
charge. Yeah. But yeah, thank you. Damn.
That was. I feel like there's a lot more
There's
that we
so
can
much
talk
more,
about,
bro.
but I mean, it's been a long episode.
That's for
but
another episode.
There's so much more.
I'm
like,
sure there's gonna be a lot more that's happening throughout
Yeah.
this year, and we'll maybe have a catch up next year
Yes,
again
for
or
sure.
yeah,
something.
this was episode 8 with Chania. Shout out. Let's Talk Foreplay Podcast, episode 8.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Sean. I really
first
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much.
Our inaugural guest.
Yeah.
I think
So you
that's a
can sign
fact,
us out.
man.
We gotta get. We need 500, eh?
Yeah, 500 subs.
500 subs.
Guys,
Like, comment,
500
subscribe.
subs. Like, comment, and subscribe. And tune in to the next episode.
Yeah, it drops tomorrow 6 p.m. because we're recording this on Monday.